Hi, my name is Tolu, and I'm a junior at Montemita.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm also a junior.
And we're just here to share our experience as people of color at Montemita High School.
Yes, quick disclaimer, we don't want to be misinterpreted in this video. This video is not to accuse anybody of being racist, nor is it to have people like pity people of color because they experience stuff like that. And we definitely don't want people to like walk on eggshells around us trying to have conversations. This is just trying to bring awareness to what it's like to be a person of color at a school that has very few minorities.
Right. Talking about my experience at Montemita as a POC, I've been fortunate enough to never be made fun of because I'm Black or to be bullied because I'm Black, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never seen racism or I've never experienced it in different forms and ways.
Yeah, I totally agree with Tolu. Like, no one's ever been rude or mean to me because I'm Asian, but I've definitely experienced like microaggressions. So that's like, it's not blatant racism. It's not someone coming up to me and calling me a racial slur. Instead, it's just like comments or questions I get that I wouldn't get if I was a different race.
Yeah, different race or had a different culture. For example, my name is Tolu. It's not an American name, it's a Nigerian name. And although I understand like, oh, you don't have to get it right on your first try. It's different. I know that. But it's often brushed off or kind of made into a joke, which isn't cool because that's how I identify myself. That's how I present myself to people. And when it's made fun of, it's not the best situation.
Yeah, like for me, people have assumed that I'm Buddhist when I'm not. I'm Christian, and that's something that means a lot to me. So it's hurtful when people make assumptions solely based on how I look, especially because they're inaccurate.
Yeah, going off of like appearance, also my hair, it's different for sure. And I've definitely had comments and questions that made me uncomfortable. For example, someone asked me, could I have a piece of your hair? And I'm wondering like, that's not a very comfortable situation to be in. That's not a question you would ask someone who didn't have braids. And although those comments and questions may seem innocent and like they're okay, they're really unnecessary. And like I said, they can make us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And like another thing we experience a lot is stereotypes. So even if stereotypes are based in truth or even partly true, they're never going to apply to 100% of the group of people that you're stereotyping. So they're just like not good things or helpful things to have in general. And they can be really hurtful when you're the group that's being stereotyped.
Yeah, and they can also influence our decisions and how we act in school. For example, I once heard someone make a racist remark to a slave, and they called this slave demented. This made me very angry and frustrated, but I didn't interject my opinion or perspective because I didn't want them to see me as this angry Black girl who couldn't control herself. So I held back, and that was a decision that I made based on a stereotype I didn't want to be.
Yeah, for me, like stereotypes can seem good because it's like a stereotype that Asians are smart and good at math. But like for me, that's really hurtful because I like school. It's something I work at. But when people assume that I'm smart because I'm Asian, that really undermines all the hard work I put into what I do. Like one time, I was in a science class and I was just like answering questions in the lab, and I heard someone whisper, "Wow, she's literally a stereotype." And that was really hurtful to me because like it's again, school is something I have to work towards. It's not something that comes naturally to me because I'm Asian. That's not a thing. So when people say stuff like that, it's really hurtful. They also probably don't know that like Asian stereotypes have a really terrible history. Like Asians were coming to America and everybody didn't like them. So the American government had to start a system where like they put Asians on pedestals and made them look really like smart and successful when in reality that's an over exaggeration. And so what that did is that it again undermines what I do, but it also compares other people of color and other immigrants to an unrealistic and unreal like pedestal.
Yeah, they were being compared to other minorities, and then because of things already put in place in America, those goals were so hard to obtain, which just made the situation worse for everyone. And just going back onto the stereotypes, sometimes the situation itself where you're confronted with the stereotype are weird to react to. Like, for example, I had someone ask me, oh, why can't Black people swim? Is it because there's no water in Africa? Like, obviously, that was supposed to be an innocent joke, not supposed to be a racist joke, but I ended up laughing because I did not know how to react in that situation. Going back to what I said, I didn't want to conform to this angry Black girl, couldn't control herself, but also I just felt really uncomfortable. And I was like, ha ha ha, yeah, that's so funny because I didn't know how to react.
Yeah, that's the thing about like when people make racist jokes. like there's really only one reaction we can have, which is to laugh. Because if we call them out on it, we're going to be seen as like oversensitive, or they're going to be like, oh no, it was just a joke, when really it's not. It's something really hurtful. It's not, us laughing isn't giving you the okay to be like, all right, yeah, this is a good joke, go out into the world and make it again. No, it's us literally being like, we have no other way to react, so we're just going to laugh.
Yeah. And like another thing that we do sometimes experience is people taking our own opinions or perspectives as every person in our community's opinions or perspectives. For example, one time someone asked me what I thought about the N-word. And my opinion and perspective on the N-word is my opinion and perspective on the N-word. It's not every Black person's perspective and opinion. And the danger of taking my perspective and opinion and applying it to every Black person in the Black community is that now you're just going to assume that you understand that person before you even get to know them as an individual.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll get questions on like how strict my parents are, because it's like an Asian stereotype that all Asian parents are super, super strict. And like I love my parents, and my parents like act a certain way, but if people ask me and then assume that's how all Asian parents act, that can be really problematic, because obviously that's not how this works. Everyone is different. Everyone has different circumstances, and our own opinions are based on how we experience stuff. So my experiences are what I experience. So my opinion is my opinion only, and that's nothing more and nothing less.
Yeah. And we're not saying this video is that like if you have a question about my Nigerian culture, you shouldn't come up to me and talk to me. But we're just making awareness to these things because we don't want to have a conversation where one person already assumes they know me before they've even met me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. If you have a question on how my family celebrates our Chinese culture, like I would love to have a conversation with you. That sounds super fun and a conversation we can both learn a lot. But if you come with preconceived notions on how I'm going to answer questions, that's not helpful, because that's not a conversation either of us are going to learn something from, and we're both going to walk away unhappy.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening. It means the world to us that you took the time to try to hear our perspective and our opinions.
Yeah, it's super great that you value a perspective different from your own, and watching this video is a great step in the right direction. So yeah,
Thank you.
enjoy your week and keep an open mind. Bye.